Hey everybody, it's Alan, and I hope that you are doing well. Are y'all prepared to call me a liar? Feel free to do so. I had said last week that I probably wouldn't be doing any more fancam videos because their video is so shaky and their audio is so terrible most of the time. Well, I happened to stumble across this really pretty decent live performance recording of them on April 24th of this year, opening up for Youngblood from the O2 Arena in London. And I thought it was shot pretty well and the sound quality was pretty decent. So I figured, what the hell, let's break it up into a bunch of videos for the week here. Probably give you 2 to 3 songs per episode. And then I'm going to follow that up with something else that you may or may not have heard before, but I hope you like. So without further ado, let's start off with The Warning playing Deciple.
Enemy today. Have you heard the news? next we have a song that has not been released yet. But we're gonna play it for you guys anyway. It's called Ritual.
Damn, that's a heavy song. And this is another one, much the same as I feel about Ego. I cannot wait to hear the actual produced studio version of it. And I'm going into that knowing full well that the studio version probably isn't going to be quite as heavy as what you're hearing in a live setting, because when you do record in the studio, more often than not, you're sitting there with the ability to overdub and take things at multiple points. And sort of the more you listen to something in the recording, built up in the recording studio, inevitably it's not quite as heavy as it would be when a group strips it down for our live performance. I'll use, in my opinion, I'll use Van Halen as an example of that. When you sit back and you think about, Van Halen during the Sammy Hagar era, I am a firm believer that the difference in sound between the Sammy era and the Dave era isn't really as much to do with the singer as it is to do with Eddie Van Halen having a recording studio at his house. If you think about it, 1984 and Diver Down and Fair Warning and the other songs, those albums were pretty much recorded at Sunset Sound or in an actual full-blown big recording studio. And eventually Eddie built his 5150 studio at his house, which meant that his rig could be set up all the time. And the sound for 5150, the album, is much more stereophiled. You know, when you listen to old Van Halen, the David Lee Roth era Van Halen, what you're listening to is a band kind of set up live in the recording studio and just playing. So you'd often have Dave off to one side and Eddie off to the other side, and Michael and Alex would be kind of dead set down the middle, and you'd hear a very raw, very live recording. And when you go into the 5150 era, the Sammy Hagar era, because the studio is set up pretty much full time with his rig set up all the time, that went very much stereo field left and right with dry in the center. So Eddie's guitar sound became gigantic, but also to a certain degree a bit watered down because it was so wide. It wasn't as direct as you heard in the earlier days. And so I'm going to guess that if you heard Dave sing the Sammy songs, you'd think to yourself, wow, Van Halen's sound got very different, and I'm not 100% sure if I like this as much. And meanwhile, if you heard the Sammy, the Dave stuff sung by Sammy in the raw, small, direct recorded studio situation that they had back in 78 and 81, that you'd be like, wow, that sounds really tough. And to a degree, we differentiate the two singers. But most often, or more often than not, we don't differentiate Eddie's guitar sound as being the biggest audible difference between the two different eras of the band. So I say all that to say, when the studio recordings come out of Ritual and Ego, that you might sit there and go, well, and because people have said this to me before about The Warning, where they go, well, you think they're good in the studio, wait till you hear them play live. Well, yeah, when you play live, everything is stripped down to its bare essentials. If you go back and listen to the Live Without a Net concert or any of the concerts of Van Halen after Dave left, the live performance is always much more ballsy than the studio recording. And I think that's going to hold true very much for everything we've known about The Warning up until this point. And most likely we will feel the same way when the new album comes out. We'll think to ourselves, wow, that's really good. And then you'll hear the songs live and you go, man, that's even heavier. And it's just, I think, sort of the nature of studio production and creation versus live stripped down performance. Anyway, have you ever heard of the band Oysterhead?
Rubberneck Lions is a lime bed, double barrel under the pillow under my head. You don't wake a man when he's trying to be dead, 'cause of the Rubberneck Lions is a lying bed. Rubberneck Lions is a lying bed. I bought a cactus from a mice and ain't Fred. I choose to live on water and bread, 'cause of the Rubberneck Lions is a lying bed.
Well, I'm old and I'm lonely, but I'll come around. Black clouds hanging over shady ground. Full moon rising up above my head. Rubberneck Lions as I lie in bed. Rubberneck Lions as I lie in bed. I never listened to a word he said. Never mess with a man when he's trying to be dead. Rubberneck Lions as I lie in bed. Rubberneck Lions as I lie in bed. shaking on my toasted head. Too over easy on a roll and a bed. Rubberneck Lions is alive in 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 bed.
Rubberneck Lions is a lime bed. Double barrel under the pillow under my head. You don't wake a man when he's trying to be dead, 'cause a Rubberneck Lions is a lime bed. A Rubberneck Lions is a lime bed. I bought a cactus from a miser named Fred. I choose to live on water and bread, 'cause of the Rubberneck Lions is a lime bed. A 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 Rubberneck Lions is a lime bed. 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 Rubberneck
Now that's a super group. If you're unfamiliar with Oysterhead, you've got Les Claypool from Primus, Trey Anastasio from Fish, and Stuart Copeland from The Police. And they may not all be household names, but in the music community, oh my God, they are three of the greatest on their individual instruments. Trey is, in my opinion, I'm not saying he's the weak point, but he's my least favorite of the three, if that's actually possible. I'm a huge Les Claypool fan, have been a fan of Primus for forever. Stuart Copeland is one of the genius drummers out there, as cantankerous as he might have been in the trio The Police. He has such a unique rhythmic sense because of his upbringing that make him as a drummer probably a little bit more akin to Ginger Baker than, say, Buddy Rich, but ridiculous drummer. And then, Trey Anastasio, of course, he comes to us from the jam band world, surrounded by Fish, very, very sort of Jerry Garcia-esque type of guitar player. And the only reason I favor Stuart and Les over Trey to a degree is just because I'm a deadhead. I haven't listened to as much Fish as I probably should. I know as a deadhead, it's funny to say that I haven't listened to Fish, but I haven't. I haven't listened to nearly as much Fish. I have listened to them, but not nearly as much Fish as others. And so but I've listened to a lot of Primus and a lot of The Police and a lot of Stuart Copeland's other projects. And it's just what's gone on in my brain for a long time. But man, I do love this album, and I feel like a idiot or hypocrite, whatever you want to call me, for not listening to it nearly enough. So doing this video for you all, it's going to inspire me to go back and listen to more Oysterhead. I'm just going to leave it right there because I got nothing else to add. I mean, it's brilliance. It's really utter brilliance. Please feel free to leave a comment. We could talk about it further. Just know that I appreciate all of you, and I wish you well.